That could be a video inspired by Mr. Met40oz. So I think I'll kind of address Mr. Met40oz, except it's really not to you, sir, or about you, sir, but it's about something that I've been thinking about. I'm capping this with a Gerber shard. It's like, look it up. I mean, I could tell you about it, but just look it up. The Gerber shard. Drinking a Black Bear by a brewery that's done here locally, and on Saturdays they do growlers of Black Bear for $5. This is $5, or you could go there on a Saturday, fill up 64 ounces of it. It's fucking delicious and refreshing. All right. Let's start with this tent. When I took this tent down last time, I was in a really big hurry, and I got it filthy because I was walking on it, and then I packed it really quickly, and I never pulled it back out when I got it home, and it was wet still, so it's been wet for a month, and it's dirty. And then when I set it up yesterday, I was like coming out here, I was setting this up, I was barbecuing, and then I got distracted. I started reading a book, and the next thing I know, it was dark out, and I remembered to come up here and grab my food, which was like, I was cooking chicken. By the time I got to it, it was chicken jerky. And then I never finished setting this up, so I don't know if you could hear water dripping through the top right now because I didn't guide down the rain fly correctly. I knew I didn't. I didn't even try to do it correctly. And now we're getting to the blueprint. So my heaviest I've been is 230 pounds. Yeah, we're fucking gonna talk about weight. Really, we're gonna talk about health. Now the extra weight came from a wide variety of reasons, basically boiled down to really bad diet. I didn't even know any better. Actually, that's what happened to me when I lost. Now I'm down to like 190. Like the majority of that happened when I started learning about diet. I took a class, and I dropped down to 190. And my goal weight was to get down to 180, losing 50 pounds. Rugby, and now my weight fluctuates. I hit just 189 for the first time, I think yesterday or the day before, and my weight fluctuates between 3 pounds. Probably just depends on how much I've had to drink and eat throughout the day. Now I dropped all that weight just by like not eating things like pizza. What was the other thing I gave up? Hot dogs. Anything like really anything with sugar, and I started like looking at. I learned how to read labels. And so part of that I realized other than the amount of calories I eat during a day is also pretty much exactly how much calories I drink in the evening before I go to bed. Whole day's calories done in a couple hours right before I go to sleep. Your body just stores that. And contrary to no, it's actually not common. Just a few people, I guess they wonder, are you an alcoholic? No. I don't drink until I'm out. You could Google that too. I know I'm not an alcoholic. I think the classic was one of my friends was just convinced I was, and we went for like a week-long hike, and kept asking me like, "Did you bring whiskey or something like that?" I'm like, "No, man. I brought books." And they literally wanted when we finally got, it was 2 days in actually, when they're like, "You mind if I check your gear to make sure you brought the right stuff?" And basically he was lying. He's like, he was checking for a flask or something. But I know why he gets that. I always thought it was a man's prerogative to come home after work. I still do, really. To come home after work and have a couple beers. It's the working man's prerogative. But no, reality check though. what I want, compared to what I want. Now, I wanted to sleep in this tent last night. I wanted to sleep in it tonight. Now it's wet because I didn't take the time to do it right. And so this and one other I'm going to drink later today is going to be my last beer. I'm not going to drink any beer or wine until I reach 180. And I kind of liked Fear's thing where he's like having coffee in the morning and stepping on the scale and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. I will probably celebrate when I reach 180 by having sex with a real young woman. Stout. Black bear. Anything else to add to all that? That's probably just like way too much talk for something I probably could have said in 60 seconds, but I think that you should allow yourself sometimes to follow your trains of thought to see if anything new pops up. I've kind of thought this through an awful lot, though. I will say that, like, sometimes people have communicated me in the YTDC, and I'm not making this up. Typically, I make the questions up, but they're like, I want to take some, time off from drinking, so I guess I won't be making any videos or something like that. Like, we've got people that are a big part of the YTDC that don't even make videos. You could flat out, as they say, do what you want. Make coffee videos. Just sit and chat and do walk and talk videos. I love those. Walking through the park, just talking to my camera. Really, the people who like pretend to motherfuck you, like say, hey, get with the blueprint, like they're just razzing you. No one, like if you literally say like, hey man, real life, my health, I'm looking after it. I want actually, my health actually is, I'm in great health. I walk more than anyone I know, and then on the weekends I end up exercising. I eat right. I don't drink too much. I don't drink to excess. I just want to be less fat, I guess. It's like I was like running down some stairs and I could just feel like my body like shifting around me. Like I felt like I was wearing like a fat suit or something. I haven't had a mirror. I had like that small mirror in the tiny house, but for 8 years I haven't really seen myself in the mirror. And then I bought this house and I was walking by it, and this was when I was like 220 something. I was walking through my house and there's a full-length mirror in there, and I caught a glimpse of my back, not my ass, but my actual back, and there was like fat folds on it, and I'd never seen that before. I've seen it on other people, I've never seen it on me. And so I literally just was not paying attention to my body and my health. Less fat is more better. Obesity, or even just being slightly overweight, is not good for your body. Basically, like, a fundamental is it's not good for your feet and your knees, especially if you walk a lot. Anyway, I do know some people actually in our community that really, this is probably way too late for them to be watching this though, but I do know, maybe I'll put this in the comments below, I do know that there are people in our community that really should be cutting back. I'm watching people get way heavier than they should be, like disproportionate, like that whole like, and men when they get stressed, I looked this up actually, when men get stressed actually, fat tends to collect around their belly, oddly enough. So if you're stressed and you're drinking alcohol thinking that's going to alleviate it, it does relax you, but it doesn't solve anything. So it's a fake way to feel better about things, and it also is going to eventually add to another problem when you have like a big beer belly. And also, how should you deal with stress? Go exercise. Want to make that harder? Just keep drinking. Anything else? I don't know, I guess I was a little disappointed in myself not paying attention to stuff. I really wasn't paying attention to how dirty I was making this. I don't think it was this dirty actually. I think this thing has been kind of sitting in water with mud and stuff like that. So, but that's still the mud and dirt that I put in there, and did not unpack it afterwards and clean it. I gave a friend of mine a flask, and right before I gave it, I thought I'd take a close look at it, and it was dirty. Like it was brass, and the brass was disgusting. And I didn't realize how disgusting it was until I started cleaning the brass up, and I realized this flask is kind of beautiful. I just hadn't taken the time to really look at it, and think about it. I was like cleaning out my van. I took the vacuum out there. I filled up the vacuum 3 times with dog hair and debris in there before the van was clean. Like I said, I said that video to Reet Geeb. I'm not necessarily detail oriented, but I think this is something I could pick up as I'm interacting with something. Pay close attention to it. Like maybe I don't, because I'd get overwhelmed if I looked at all my things I have. Like this cooler alone is filthy. I got to take that into the bathtub and just like scrub it. Almost be like more cost effective to buy another one. Anyway. Thanks, Mr. Met, for inspiring this video. Like I said, it was not really directed at you, so I'm not responding to you, but you made me think about that on my cussing out Jay Vegas video. No. Let's look at this dirty cooler. Oh, it's filthy. You're a filthy cooler.